This is a story that I've never told. I gotta get this off my chest to let it go. And welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Veda. Today we're on day 15 and I decided to tell you some stories that I've never told. So these are some stories that I would want to turn into their own videos, into their own story times, but unfortunately I couldn't find how to stretch it out that long. So I decided to pack them all into one Veda to get the stories out there. I have 4 stories to tell you, so we might as well get into it. The first one would have had some thick ass clickbait, I can assure you, but this story is all about how my curious cat haters almost got me kicked out of college. It's my last week of college and I'm just on the computers. There's not much really happening in college, so we're on the computers and I just want to have some chill time. So I head on over to Curious Cat. I tell my Twitter followers that is linked to my Curious Cat to send me some questions so that I can answer them because I'm pretty fucking bored. I had a lot of free time in my first year of college and so I'd scoot down to the library every so often, and this week was just the week because it was the last week and I had nothing to do. I wrote a book in these free periods. That's how many I had. If you didn't know, Curious Cat is basically a site like Ask FM. It basically allows people to ask you questions either through anonymous or through just their accounts. On Curious Cat I get quite a lot of hate. I don't know why, I just kind of do. I think it's because people are allowed to say whatever they want, so they just kind of abuse that. But at the time they would call me things like fat, a slag, a fat slag, a whale, a whore, and normally I would just delete it, I'd ignore it, I just push it aside from my brain. But today, for some reason, I decided to fight back. I received a message at college, something along the lines of, "You're just a fat ass feminist who needs to kill herself," or something like that. I decided to reply. I quoted their thing that they said to me. I think I quoted fat ass feminist, and they used the words KYS, so I was like clever putting KYS and stuff like that, and I just used the wording that they used in my answer as they used in their question. It wasn't really a question because they just called me fucking fat. I thought nothing of it, hit log off, and then just left. As we've established this Veda, I have a huge irrational fear of authority. I got an email for one of my librarians and my ass dropped into my heart. My heart then came out of my mouth and back into my nose. I was so scared. This email was just burning in my inbox and I looked at it and it was about me typing the words fat ass feminist and KYS on the college computers. They picked it up from the system and now I was in a lot of trouble. So I had an appointment with the deputy head teacher, and you can imagine little old me crying, thinking that I was going to get into so much trouble, thinking of all these lies I could come up with to avoid going to the meeting and to just kind of let them forget over the summer, but it wasn't happening. They made me go to this meeting. My palms were sweaty, mom's spaghetti, but I went anyway. Long story short, I just told them the truth, what happened, and they advised me to deactivate my account. I did. It could have potentially got me kicked out of college because they said if I didn't attend the meeting, they would have had to take legal action, and I was like, my second story is quite short and it is about my nan who recently passed away. Maybe it's a you should have been there kind of moment. It's only funny if you were actually in the moment, but yeah, we're gonna tell it anyway. So after my nan's funeral, it went down in the holidays, like the school holidays, just as we would any normal time. It was the evening and me and my sister were settling down in the living room, so we were like sleeping in the living room, and I was on the floor on the cube and she was on the sofa. We were watching TV, chatting, my grandma was playing on like the computer on like solitaire or something, when suddenly the TV channel started fucking changing. Me and my sister just looked at each other like, what the fuck is happening? Even my granddad got off of his chair and started looking at it like, oh my god, she's playing tricks on us from the other side. Sue, what are you doing? He joked about our nan messing with us, but like, there was still no explanation as to why the channel was changing. We're just watching it change over and over again. And we were like, what is going on? Me and my sister heard my mum cackling in the spare room when she came out holding the remote, laughing her fucking ass off. It turns out that my mum was trying to change the channel on the spare room's TV, thinking that the main TV's remote would work, but it didn't. It was just changing the main TV channel. We thought it was a ghost, mum. We thought it was a fucking ghost. It was really funny in the moment, but you probably had to be there. It gave us a fucking heart attack. Thinking of a heart attack. What's with all these Demi references today? I don't know. Next story is about my third eye. I know, right? What the fuck? I do have a lot of stories about my third eye, so if you want to more like this video just about third eye-ness, then give this video a thumbs up and let me know. In this instance though, my third eye predicted my ex's side chick. Let me tell you this. For this mini story, we're going to call him Guppy. Yep, that's right. It's the same person as my Losing Virginity story. You can go ahead and watch that right there. Me and Guppy dated for a few years and we were on and off, friends, not friends, friends on and off, you know what I mean? Like all great love stories, ours was a fucking horror story underneath. And he eventually got with someone else. He found someone else, we broke up, and he found someone else. It was kind of unrealistic to think that we'd found the loves of our lives at 16, but you know what? It was going to be possible in our heads because we were naive. He found someone else and he was dating them. And you know what I did? I wrote a book about it. It's called The Man on the Moon. I am super duper proud of it. So if you want to go and read it, it's in the description box below. This is the book that I wrote in my break that I was just talking about. You see, they're all linked together. Good job, me. Because my broken heart was just so hurt, I decided to plan a book and to lit it. Lit it? What's going on? Lit it. I decided to write about my problems and my struggles. It's all to do with this tattoo as well. Sun and the moon, happiness and sadness. So it wasn't just about the relationship ending, it was about my emotions as well and me trying to find a balance. In the story, the main character's name is Eleanor, if you've read it. She is not based on me, but her love interest is based on Guppy and his name is Harvey. This is about to get very confusing because I'm going to go Guppy Harvey. Guppy equals Harvey, okay? You on board? In The Man on the Moon, my book about mine and Guppy's fall of our relationship and my emotions, he meets a girl while the main character and him are like broken up and there's things going on. He meets a girl named Laura. And coincidentally, in real life, Guppy, the real life Guppy, while he was in the relationship after me, he had a little bit of a wandering eye and also saw a girl named Laura. I'm fucking good, bruh. Convinced? I'm about to go off. The description of Laura that I gave was this. Her black hair fell down effortlessly on her shoulders. She was wearing hardly any makeup, but her eyebrows were almost perfectly shaped. Her outfit consisted of a black dress with a low-cut neck showing a small section of cleavage. The first thing I noticed about Guppy's side chick is her boobs. Not even gonna lie. The first line of this Laura character is, personally, I prefer K-pop. And fucking Guppy's side chick loves fucking K-pop. I mean, my third eye is motherfucking blinking. I gave an almost perfect description of her, apart from her hair, and she does wear makeup. But other than that, I got it almost spot on. I think that deserves a fucking round of applause. This last story includes Dodie Clark. So a few months ago, a book to movie adaptation of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, Jesus fucking Christ, that's a lot to say, came out in cinemas. I still haven't watched this movie, which makes this story 10 times funnier. It's a coming of age novel about a gay boy who is outed, and Twitter obviously is very LGBTQ+ positive, and we're going nuts about the representation, which is rightfully so. I've read the book of Simon Verse and I've also read Leah on the Offbeat as well. So me being me, I headed to Twitter to see what people were talking about, to see if it was a good representation of the book. Somebody said something who hadn't read the book, something very incorrect about the plot of the book. Now I couldn't speak for the movie, but the book I can. So I decided to tweet them and correct them. I wish I could find what that exchange was, but I couldn't find it when I was trying to search for these tweets, but I believe it was something about one of the characters' names and I was like, oh no, it's Abby, not Leah or something. I corrected them about a character or something and it was pretty innocent really. There was no real like shock to the plot or anything, but one Twitter user would disagree. Some of these tweets from this person are fucking stupid, right? You're gonna listen to this. You're a stupid fucking bitch and I hope you know I hate you. Nobody would fucking hate you. What is wrong with you spoiling it like that? Go fuck yourself, dude, seriously. I didn't even fucking spoil it! You found out the thing I was talking about, or the character I was talking about, in the fucking beginning of the book. It's literally on the blurb. If they had read this book and supported LGBTQ+ literature, they would have fucking known that. I can understand why they were upset, because I did give a little bit of a hint to the story, but it wouldn't affect their overall experience of watching the movie. It wouldn't have affected anything. It wasn't really that much of a spoiler. They didn't have to go off on me like that. It was so disrespectful, and saying that Dodie would hate me over a fucking tiny little comment I made is fucking ridiculous. Four people had to explain to this Twitter user the fact that it wasn't a spoiler and it wouldn't affect their watching experience. Read more books before the movies come out, kids. You can be like me and get Twitter fucking abuse. Dodie Clark will hate you for reading books. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you liked it. I have more little stories like this if you would like to see them. I just don't know where I'm going to fit all of them into one video, which is why I want to do more videos like this. If you like this, please give a massive thumbs up and subscribe. I'm currently taking part in VEDA, which is video every day in August, which is what VEDA stands for. So you can go ahead and see the rest of the videos that I am posting all throughout this month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another VEDA. 1, 4, 3. Bye!